Okay, let's check my YouTube for the day. Again. Since people really liked my Tessa video, what the fuck?
A few moments later.
Okay, time to hop on Discord. Oh my god. Murder Drones. 7 episodes in, totaling in about 144 million views. God, this episode was wild. Hello everyone, my name is Blooper, and today I'll be sharing my thoughts on Murder Drones Episode 7, Mass Destruction. First off, the animation. Holy! For an indie web series, this has a level of quality equal to that of a DreamWorks feature film. The team at Glitch absolutely killed it. Whether it be the fight scenes or the big reveals, every little detail has been accounted for. And I really like how the process goes from transitioning the storyboards into 3D. It adds a layer of complexity that other 3D shows just don't take into account. The amount of effort that they put into this series is quite literally insane. God, I love it so much. Anyways, let's move on. The story. Oh boy. Here's a quick summary. After falling down an elevator shaft for 7 months straight, Uzi, Ann, and Tessa find themselves in the spooky mineshaft, and chaos ensues. First, there's a cave-in, Ann goes through extreme amounts of mental anguish.
Mineshaft trauma goes, and here you find them there!
Yeah, Liam's really pushing the boundaries with this one. Uzi discovers the not-so-fun facts about her mother, and Tessa blows stuff up. Ann meets Nori, reveals that she caused the corpse collapse. Thad and Lizzie get screen time and go to the corpse spire, narrowly avoiding being murdered by Jay. And in the best writing of character development since Zuko from Avatar,
That's rough, buddy.
Khan steps up and starts building the railgun. Oh yeah, and Gravity's being weird for some reason. Doll straight up dies, and and Uzi reunite. Tessa gets decapitated, Uzi gets possessed with a solver, they have a straight up anime fight, Uzi shippers rejoice, Nori gets yeeted into the flesh hole, and the big reveal, Sin was wearing Tessa's skin like a flesh suit. Straight up Michael Afton. Tessa goes down the flesh hole and starts the planetary nom nom. Then Jay gets hit by a bus, drops her keys, and gets robo PTSD from the railgun. Uzi and Ann are getting dragged into the flesh hole, but then in the greatest act of self-sacrifice since Katniss Everdeen, Uzi yeets the keys at Ann, yeets him out of there, and accepts her fate. Then she ends up in space for some reason. Cut to credits. This was a roller coaster of reveals, and for the penultimate episode of hopefully Season 1, it does a great job at setting up the stakes for the finale. There's still so many questions, but what makes the series so real is that we only know as much as the characters. Nobody truly understands how the solver works or how robots have genetics now. Point is, this episode was by far one of the best, and it's laid the groundwork for one of the most anticipated finales besides, One Piece. The pacing of this episode was also handled very nicely. There wasn't much rush, and everything felt appropriate. It wasn't too abrupt when switching perspectives, and every moment when that happens was very well thought out. Everything felt very in place for the situations the characters were in during the episode. And the characters. Nori was such a lovable little edgelord. Not exactly a breath of fresh air, but definitely unique in her own right. N was still relatively the same despite all the trauma, besides from a few moments where he was more serious. Uzi's still an angsty, confused robo-weeb, and Tessa... Moving on. I appreciate that Khan, Lizzie, and Thad got their moments to shine. Lizzie and Thad's dynamic is unique as they are both partially involved with the main events of the story, with Thad being friends with Uzi and N, and Lizzie being friends with Dol and V. This does get me intrigued as to who her secret friend is. And don't forget about Khan. Sure, he may have ran away from his problems before, but now he just runs them over with a bus. Oh yeah, and Jay gets screen time!
Yes, she's the best. She is the best character.
Then there were the minor characters, like the intern Mitchell or Ridley, who's voiced by Dolls VA. They weren't here for long, but it does put into perspective what work is like at JC Jensen. Overall, this was a great episode. There was action, comedy, horror, and oh boy were there feels. Our best boy N has gone through so much. I don't know if his optimism can overcome his trauma this time, not to discount Uzi's fair share of mental anxiety.
Neat! Therapy's fun.
Well, there's my thoughts on this masterpiece of an episode shared. If you want to see more of this content, consider subscribing. It would really help me out, and if you really want to push it, maybe give that bell a little ding if you want to be notified whenever I upload. Before I end this video, huge thanks to all of you for the support. Huh? I got a message.